Let's take you to another interesting part of the country, the Sefwi Wiawso constituency. We're told there's tension mounting due to the NDC's refusal to sign the pink sheets. And look, we can't script this we can't make this up. Initially, it was the MPP raising concern at Upper Dinchua West. Now it's the NDC raising concern at Sefwi Wiawso. Nana Tajiman is our man there on the ground. Nana, tell us, why is the NDC refusing to sign the pink sheets?
The counting of the presidential election is over here at the Sefwi Wiawso constituency, which represents the capital of the Western North region. The EC was able to finish by at least as at 10 a.m. The EC was okay with the presidential results, and he asked the various polling agent, party agents to come forward and sign so that he can go ahead and declare. But the NDC refused to sign. They refused to accept the results of the presidential election. According to them, they have one or two challenges on the presidential election, and they're not telling what the figures they have. So they want the EC to give them some opportunity to go through their documents once again before they can append their signature on the paper. And this is what brought some kind of misunderstanding, because according to the EC, he and the IT experts of both political parties had time from dawn at 1 a.m. till now to tally the results, and each and every one was okay with it until some party functionaries of the NDC came in and they realized that no, they were not okay with the results, so they have to recount everything again. The EC gave them about 15 minutes to go through, and then later he will go ahead and then announce the results, of which the NDC think the 15 minutes wasn't enough for them. According to them, even when the 15 minutes was given, the EC, the returning officer came back to announce the results, of which they have declared their stand not to accept the presidential result, even though it has been declared yet.
Okay, Nana, help me understand. You said this happened at the Collation Center.
Yes, Collation Center, yes.
When the NDC came and raised concern, was it a recollation of results or it was a recount of the ballot papers? That's very important.
Well, a recorrection of a result, because the ballot paper had already been counted at the polling station and had been brought to the Collation Center. So, recollection of a result.
Who was in the lead, NDC or NPP, when it comes to presidential?
The NDC, the NPP was in the lead. Presidential candidate for the NPP, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, was in the lead with a figure of about 32,233.
Give me a moment. Give me that figure again. I want to write this down very quickly. You said that at the time... No, just hold on for me,
all right.
Nana. I just want to engage our smart world quickly. At the time the dispute was raised, the NPP had 32,000.
Yes, please.
32,000 and what?
232.
232. Okay. And what did the NPP have?
The NDC have 30,353.
30,000.
Yes. 30,353.
5-3.
Yes, please.
That's NPP, NDC.
That's NDC, yeah. The last one is for the NDC.
Did we get parliamentary results?
Not yet. We are here to tell you the parliamentary result, of which the NDC is saying they are not okay with the presidential, so they are not ready to cooperate for the tally of the parliamentary results. But a press conference was held in a short while. I have with me the election director, the regional election director for the NDC, who spoke to the media. If you wouldn't mind, we can speak to him within a jiffy to hear from him what actually their concerns are.
Right.
All right. Mr. Pius Ingua, the former DC for Contamla, for instance, he is the regional director, election director for the NDC, and I have it with Mr. Ngwa, can you tell me what precisely the NDC, your concerns are that you are refusing to accept the presidential result for the Sefwi Wiawso constituency?
Yes, thank you, and then I will say good afternoon. You were at the Collation Center and you saw all what was going on, which the NDC rise up against it. All what we are saying is that we are not accepting the results because we've been able to identify that the EC has connived with the MPP in the Sefwi Wiawso.
This is a very large allegation. Conniving is a very large allegation.
With them.
What are your bases for this? I
said it before them because you see, when we were saying we are not accepting the result, it is an issue between the NDC and the EC. But the MPP were also protesting that the EC should go on to declare the elections. And you saw it, you were a journalist, when they were declaring the elections, the parliamentary candidate for MPP, who doubles to the MP, the sitting MP for this constituency, was also with the press. The DC for this constituency was also with the press. So what interest does they have when we, the NDC, are saying that we have detected some sort of fraudulence in the results, and therefore we are not accepting it? The EC, as a matter of agency, wanted to address it because we all have the pink sheets with us, and he happens to have the original copies of the pink sheets. So when we have detected anything of that sort, it is only the EC who could bring, the original copies to come and certify our claims. But the MPP was in a way preventing the EC for not accepting our appeal. And therefore, if I say that they have connived with them, I have every point to say that. And my brother, I am through your media announcing it to the whole world. The presidential election for Sefwi Wiawso constituency, the NDC is not going to accept it until the EC has accepted our plea and we sit down to collate the 168 inches again before we append our signature to it.
All right. So even you heard from the Director of Elections for the NDC, Honorable Pius Kwame. He just spoke to me about their decision not to accept the results, the presidential results for the Sefwi Wiawso constituency.
Us with those very important updates. Let me quickly take you to our smart wall. And I've been doing some computations whilst we were listening to Nana. Of course, we wrapped attention. If you look at the trends here, the NPP has never won in Sefwi Wiawso before in presidential. The first time the NPP won in parliamentary was the last election. And I can tell you why. That promise to create the Western North region really resounded with the residents of Sefwi Wiawso constituency, especially with the promise that they would be made the regional capital. If you want a place to represent the effect of creation of new regions, it's Sefwi Wiawso you must go. And here you find, for the first time, President Akufo-Addo was in the lead. Now, I'm saying was in the lead because the NDC is disputing this election. So we do not know if this is the final results that will come, but we can look at this as an indication of what was happening in the Sefwi Wiawso constituency. Of course, we cannot take this to the bank because definitely it is being disputed. I want to quickly tell you what happened. Now, if you look here, this is Dr. Kwekwe Friye, former health minister, former Western Region minister in this administration. He got 31,736. Evans P. Edu got 26,105. Kwekwe Friye appreciated by about 1,000 votes to 32,000. And Evans P. Edu, even though, now Paul Evans Edu, I must tell you, was a former Western Region minister. He was Western Region minister and he was beaten by Dr. Kwekwe Friye. And he appreciated his vote tally, but it was not enough to catch up to Dr. Kwekwe Friye.